Hello, Renee Flamont here. How you doing? You got up to join us? The baby. You got up to join us, Min? Bless her little heart. Hi, guys. This topic is another one that aggravates me, of course. So many topics about the narcissist aggravate me, as you know. And this one about how they just go forward with so much assumption that we will in fact believe everything that they say is astounding to me. I mean, at some point we know, yet they continue down the path of telling us a story. And they want us to believe that story. And they get mad if we don't believe that story. She's sitting up for us today and joining in. And then they lash out if they get mad because we don't believe the story. They actually lash out, and now it's become on us. I can't believe you don't believe me. What, you don't trust me? And how can you be that way? That's the part that concerns me. I'm not sure anyone could ever truly understand the way that it twists the mind up of the person being deceived, especially by a narcissist, because of how much they will just lie over and 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 over again. They will never come to the truth unless you torture them like I did and never let it up, and then eventually he broke down. Because they are weak individuals. They go through anything and everything. Oh, honey, your dress is up. To make us believe them, including making us think we're insane for doubting them, including calling us names to try to make their point of how crazy we are to even think these thoughts. And all the while, the whole time, we're right. It's like a bomb goes off in your head. Yeah? I know. The explosion of the truth you knew that you've been fighting about is actually the truth. When that happens, it's like you don't even know how to act. It's such a severe blow. It really, really is. Because even though you knew, you stayed and fought because some part of you wishes it wasn't true. Or some part of you hopes they'll offer some sort of explanation that will assist you in dealing with it all and processing the blow so that you can move forward with them. That's why we hang on. If and when we're done, we stop the arguing, the inquiring. We don't even care to spend the time. But in that interim, when you're wallowing in the space because you weren't prepared for life without them. Perhaps you've been building your life for years and years. And then bam! So you remain. Wanting some sign of genuine sorrow, right? That's what we look for. Or some reason or promise that they'll never do it again, or that it didn't mean a thing. Which, that one slays me, by the way. That slays me. So, I mean, to me, that makes it worse. So, you're not even in love? It just happened and it means nothing. Shows how much this life meant to you then. If you were willing to gamble it all on something that meant nothing, yet we persevere through fights, attempts and understanding, and the entire time the narcissist just expects expects us to believe them. Gets insulted if you do not believe them. The audacity kills me is, I guess, the thing here. Much like last Friday we talked about the cheating. Much like that. It's just the audacity just kills me. And most narcissists, especially those family ones that you have in your family, meaning not a partner narcissist, they really do expect that you will just take for the rest of your life whatever it is they dish out. If you reversed it and cut out a family or friend or narcissist from your life, you'll see, because you'll see their behavior change. The narcissist narrative is that you should apologize. They're just still sitting on that, waiting. The details don't matter. Whatever transpired, the narcissist develops their own narrative, usually false and generally filled with lies, and they're still being heard saying, well, she owes me an apology. They have no regard for anything they did to you. You know, maybe they feel you owe them an apology because of your reaction to something they did. They forget what they did. They're going by your reaction was so mean. You said such mean things. But they're not remembering what they did to you. Oh, because they said they're sorry. I said I was sorry. How many times has that happened? But because you overreacted, they want an apology from you, but you haven't gotten one. And I don't even want one. That's not, because anyone can say I'm sorry. Anyone can say I'm sorry. So the sorry doesn't matter. It screams to my original point, the fact that they just sit around waiting for your apology. They actually think we're going to go forth and accept what they said again and believe what they said again and accept their twisted narrative, say sorry to them, even though we're the injured party, only to go forward and have them impart more harm on us. They'll develop another position that we should just believe their side of how it went down. Move on in the relationship without regard for their latest transaction against us, and just believe everything they tell us and that they tell themselves of how and why they did what they did this time. They're often shocked we don't believe them. They expect it full on. That's the part that floors me. They really do expect us to take whatever they serve. And then to just accept that they didn't mean it. Oops, my bad, I'm sorry. There isn't even an understanding or concern for your feelings at all with a narcissist. At all. Again, even though you're the injured party. It's their side only and always, never yours. And you know, the apology that they may muster, some of them can say, I'm sorry, they do it, but without changing their behavior, oh my God. And they don't even understand when you talk to a narcissist, her dress keeps getting up and revealing herself. When you get an apology from a narcissist and you full know that they don't mean it, and you full know they're going to do it again, and whether it's a family, a partner, a business partner, a friend, doesn't matter, their behavior isn't going to change. So they say, oh, I'm sorry. Well, I said I was sorry. That's generally, there's a narcissist I know. I said I was sorry. But you've done this 27,413 times. So I don't want a 27,414th time. So I'm going to cut you off. Well, they owe me an apology. I said I was sorry, and you should have heard the things they said to me. You mean after you crushed their soul and hurt them, they lashed out at you, narcissist? I'm sorry. Was that too much for your little heart to bear? So you want an apology for us lashing out at you? Oh, bless your little heart. Like, are you kidding me? And they mean it. They convince themselves they are in the right. You are in the wrong for reacting the way you did. You should have just accepted what they did to you and moved on. They had a bad day. Or whatever excuse they come out with. No. The apology without changing the behavior, to me, is where I started to draw the line. With not only my ex-narcissists, but narcissists that are afoot. Right? Because not only a partner can be a narcissist, they could be in your life. So take stock of the people in your life. There could be one floating around that, like, you don't even, maybe haven't looked at in that way before, but now you do look at it and you say, oh my God, they exhibit all the same traits and behaviors and deceit and lies, and could be a narcissist in your midst, in your family, in your friendship circle, in your business, in your work. And when somebody keeps doing something to you again and again and again, slightly different so you don't recognize it even, some of them are very calculated, and they just keep going, oh, I'm sorry, oh, I'm sorry, oh, I'm sorry. Are you really, though? And they just want you to go forward and accept everything they say, accept their apology, believe that they're sorry, believe they didn't mean it. No. Guess what? I'm sorry. I don't believe you. I don't believe you're sorry. I believe you intended to hurt my feelings. I believe that you executed that decision quite calculatedly. That's what I said to the last person that hurt my feelings. It wasn't a narcissist partner. It was a different person, but I said no. I'm one to want to listen to anyone that comes to my door hat in hand. I really am. I try to give that chance. But the 27,414th chance is just something that I'm not willing to give. I don't believe you. I'm not going to believe you. I think that you're lying to yourself about your narrative, because remember, they at some point, when they tell themselves over and over and over again, say you had a fight with someone in your family and they're a narcissist. The narrative, how they recount the story, how they're going to tell other people it went down, how they're going to tell you how it goes down if you fight about it, is completely different than the truth. It's their truth, and they'll convince themselves of that, of the lie. Well, you did this first. No, I wasn't even in the room, but you stick with that narrative. I mean, it can be that off kilter. And even with that ridiculous account of events, they still expect from you, because the narcissist is entitled to behave any way that they want. They're entitled to your forgiveness. They're entitled to receive an apology from you. And if they don't, many times the narcissist will stick their feet in the cement and they won't budge. And there's been many times with several narcissists that unless I ate the crow, I'm the injured party, but unless I ate the crow, we would never talk again. I eat the crow, we start to talk again, another infraction. I eat the crow, we start to talk again, another infraction from them. It's a pattern. Well, I finally recently, in the last few years, discovered the pattern with this person and that person and whatever. I'm not eating the crow anymore. I'm not believing you. I'm choosing not to believe a word you say. Guess what? Those days are over. But they expect me to believe what they say. They expect me to believe it when they're trying to say, but you owe me an apology. Well, I'm not sorry. It has nothing to do with me folding and saying, all right, I'm sorry. I've done that 1,000,000 times. 27,413 times I've done that. I'm done. And I'm really not sorry for any reaction that I have when somebody's harming me. I've determined that as well. Eating the crow has been for peace that I've done that, right? Because I'm not that prideful that I can't be like, I'm sorry, let's go forward, let's just try to be, better to each other. And I'm not too big that I can't do that. I'm definitely one that, I'm sorry. Oh, I'll say it in a minute. Some people can't say it. I'll say it in a minute. Even when I hadn't meant it. But now I will not. Because I've made the decision, no. I don't believe you when you say your narrative of what happened, and I'm not going to anymore. There's nothing wrong with me. I didn't deserve the treatment that you bestowed upon me, and I can live without you in my life. And I think that if we all embrace our strength and recognize it like that and realize your own value, you don't need to put up with that from anybody. Any kind of ill treatment, no. And I don't accept ill treatment and then an apology following it. I know one narcissist who that's what they'll do. They'll serve the treatment and the apology together. So they rest on, well, I apologized. That's like stomping someone's foot like this. And then saying, oh, I'm sorry. I watched you raise your knee and slam your foot down on my foot. I watched you. You thought about it, and you did it. And you're sorry? I don't believe you. I don't believe you. And I think that these narcissists who just anticipate that we will believe them, that's an arrogance we need to fix. No, you know what? Nobody believes you. You're full of lies. You're full of a false narrative. I'm on to you, and I'm done. It's okay to be done. And it doesn't mean you have to create nasty. If it's in your family, you can be in the room with the person, but you don't have to pay them any mind. And you don't have to be obvious about it and cause a fight in the room. You can be like, hi. They come over, they try to talk with you. I have a couple of people that are in the peripheral of my life that I will no longer allow to be alone with me, because I've seen the narrative change. Because, of course, the narcissist will smear you behind your back and tell their story. Oh, but she said this. You don't know what she said when you weren't listening. And da-da-da-da. Now I'm like, I won't be alone with those people. So there's no chance of that. You want to have a conversation with me? Okay, we need a witness. We need a mediator. We need a third party present. Period. I won't do it. Guess what? Takes out the smearing. Because now somebody would say, no, that's not what she said. You're remembering it incorrectly. I want that protection. So when I go forward and I say I'm not believing your narrative, that isn't what happened, I have somebody who saw it too. And I hope none of these things I have no reason to have conversations with the people that are in my mind, but if ever they came up, and it was absolutely like, I don't know, insisted upon, arrived, you really need to discuss things with each other, I need a witness. I'm not joking. And I suggest you do the same, because it takes out any possibility that the narcissist can lie about anything you said or did to them. Unfortunately, that's where the relationship has to come sometimes. And if they just go through life forever and always expecting us to believe them, that gives them a lot of power to continually inflict harm. So I'm trying to save you the trouble that it's okay for you to say, no, you know what? I don't believe you. I don't accept your apology. You're lying when you apologize. You can't lift your knee up to stamp on my foot 27,413 times, say you're sorry. Because guess what? They're not changing their behavior. They're doing the same behavior. So you're not sorry. Otherwise, you would change. If somebody pointed something out to you and you were like, oh my God, I didn't realize it came off that way. Really? Oh, you'd probably change that about yourself. Being a non-disordered person. A narcissist likes that they're causing harm to you. Especially if they know it bothered you, they're going to do it 27,413 times. It's a surefire win to bother you. They're like a little boy in the playground who picks on, or a girl, whatever, but that's what they're going to do. They know it bothers you. Of course they're going to continue to do it, and they'll maybe continue to muster up those I'm sorry words so that they can put it back on you and say, well, she won't forgive me. I said I'm sorry. Nothing's on you. Nothing is on you. No. It's all them all the time and their dysfunction. And it is okay to go forward and let them know, you know what? I don't believe a word you're telling me. Good luck. It's hard. It's really hard navigating a relationship with a narcissist. It really is. And when they're in your family, it makes it doubly hard because there's people all around. Some of you get along, some of you don't. The narcissist is trying to cause trouble perpetually and garner people on their side. We non-disordered people don't think like that. So it's hard for us to even fathom what they're doing. Keep your distance if it helps. But you go forward and let them know you don't believe them and you don't accept their apology. I just wanted to mention this for your sanity because it's helped me. Please go ahead and hit sub, like, and share, and I'll see you next time.